All right, guys, let's get into this vegan steak I made using lion's mane mushroom. I know, right? It's crazy how it just does not look like a mushroom, but it definitely is. And once again, we're going to be using lion's mane. This is one of my favorite mushrooms to use in just about any dish that I'm making a meat replacement, especially if it's like chicken or steak, as we're making today. It's just so thick and it has a perfect texture. These mushrooms I got from Windy City Mushrooms, and they're located in Chicago. They also stock a few grocery stores like Time Market and some Whole Foods, and definitely some Pete's Fresh Produce markets. So if you're having trouble finding these mushrooms, definitely check those places. I'll list them in the caption. But yeah, or you could just Google lion's mane and see what pops up. There's even growth kits that you can have at home. You can make your own lion's mane mushrooms at home. So today I'm making the lion's mane steak with a side of mashed potatoes, and my vegetable is going to be broccoli. So of course we making our mashed potatoes from scratch, okay? Nothing's coming out of a box over here. So I just cut up a couple of Yukon potatoes. Feel free to use any kind of potatoes that you like, red. If you even want to switch it out and use sweet potatoes, but this is what I'm using today. Now we're going to get into the marinade for our mushroom steak. The marinade is going to be what's really important. It's going to give it some flavor, but it's definitely going to give it that color that you want without using any type of food coloring. And not only is it going to give it that nice color, but it also has some great benefits. Beetroot powder is filled with a lot of antioxidants, so it's really good for you as well. So I really prefer to use this over any other thing that I want to try to get that color for this particular dish. So another ingredient that I'm going to be using is liquid smoke, or if you have coconut aminos, I couldn't find any, so I'm just using a little liquid smoke, and this is just going to give it that smoky flavor. That's why it's called liquid smoke. I also like to use this sometimes in my vegan greens, so yeah, be on the lookout for this. Or like I said, you can use coconut aminos. That works just fine. I actually would prefer to use that, but this is all I could find. Next, I'm just going in with some paprika. I love putting paprika in almost any dish. It's almost like a garlic powder to me. Like, you just gotta have paprika. So this is also going to enhance the color and definitely give it that good seasoned taste that we want, especially when it's mixed with the liquid smoke. So I'm adding that in, and then I also got some pink salt that I'm gonna add. I use pink salt in all my dishes, and I'm also adding in some garlic salt. So I'm just adding in a little bit of this because the beetroot powder is not gonna have any taste really, and the liquid smoke is just gonna give it that smokiness, but we still need that salt to bring it out. All right, so while I got my marinade done, I'm just mashing up my potatoes because the trick to really good mashed potatoes is whipping them as soon as they come off of the heat. So you drain the water, instantly mash them up, and add your cream. And for my mashed potatoes, I never add butter. They're just always so silky smooth without it, so I just never add butter. But I do add heavy whipping cream. This is just a vegan heavy whipping cream that I have by Violife. If you can't find heavy whipping cream that's plant-based, definitely you can use a little coconut milk, but you can find plant-based whipping cream in like some Jewel Oscos or even some Pete's Fresh Produce by Country Crock, or go on Instacart. Okay. All right, now I got my two magic tools that I'm going to be using for my lion's mane steak. And it's going to be a cast iron skillet. And I also have a meat presser, I guess you could say. But this is basically going to be used to press down on the mushrooms while they're cooking. So once you get your cast iron nice and hot, I just use some vegan butter and I seared them on each side, just making sure to press down. You can leave the weight there and just let it do its thing. Press down for a few minutes and then flip it over. Now, I did not show the part where I actually had the mushrooms in the marinade, but I let these sit in the marinade that I made for about 10 to 15 minutes. The longer, the better. Honestly, if you did this overnight, like soaked it in the marinade and then made it the next day, chef's kiss, because that way the color would be seeped all the way through and the flavor would be like 10 times more. But I was hungry, so I was just like, I'm gonna just marinate this for about 10-15 minutes. I know it's still gonna taste good. So that's where we are now. Once they're done marinating, you're gonna get that skillet hot, and be careful cooking with the cast iron skillet because they tend to get super hot. Like, just be careful when you're cooking with these, okay? And also, I got this press from Amazon, and I will also link that below. But it came in handy because these mushrooms have a lot of moisture in them. So the more you press down and get the moisture out, the drier they'll be, and the more better consistency they'll have. And if you're trying to get that perfect meat replacement. And you see, we pressed out all the liquid that we could, but it still has flavor and it still has body to it. So I'm just giving it a little cut. And as you can tell, it has transformed from a lion's mane mushroom to a steak. Okay. And if this marinated overnight, like these pieces that are white in the middle, they would not look like that. They would all look like this little piece I'm holding up right now with the red going through. So, for presentation purposes, this is like fine dining tips. Like if I go to a vegan restaurant, I want some options like this. I don't want no salad. Please give me some lion's mane steak or mushroom steak, something. Be creative, okay? So next, I'm just gonna plate everything up. I got some mashed potatoes that we whipped up, and I'm just gonna go on the side with some broccoli. Now, I also made some chimichurri, and I'll post that recipe below too. There's a couple of ways you can make chimichurri. I just like to keep it simple, and I use red onions, salt, pepper, a little vegetable seasoning. And my main ingredients are diced peppers, red peppers, and cilantro and parsley, minced garlic. I know it sounds like a lot, but it's pretty simple. I just chop all that up, and then I add some olive oil, and that's my chimichurri sauce. But once again, like I said, I'll put that in the caption below because there's nothing like a good piece of steak with a chimichurri sauce. So that definitely took it up a notch. All right, after it was all cut, this is what it looks like. So beautiful. You would have thought that I put this on a grill outside or something. And the texture is pretty amazing. Like, these mushrooms are not giving mush at all. So I'm gonna go on top with my chimichurri sauce. And like I said, this is definitely gonna take it up a notch. For one, the presentation is already like A1. So that sauce just took everything next level. And I'm just liking how the finished product has turned out. You definitely want to give this a try. It was so, so easy. And if you do, please let me know how you like it and what you think. And tell me some other ways that you think that you can prepare these beautiful mushrooms like this. And I don't even have to remind y'all like how good it was when I took that first bite. I was still shocked. Like, I still be amazed at my own food. But yeah, this was everything.